The Fisherman Who Survived 438 Days Lost at SEA Part 4, Starving in Paradise. The ocean looked beautiful. That was the cruelest part. Every morning, the sun painted the water gold. Every evening, the sky exploded with colors. Orange, red, purple. To anyone else, it would have looked like paradise. But for the fisherman, it was a prison. A beautiful prison. One that seemed determined to keep him forever. The storms had passed. The waves were calm. The boat drifted quietly across the Pacific. Yet a new enemy had arrived. Hunger. Real hunger. The kind that slowly consumes a person from the inside. For months, he had survived by catching fish. Some days were better than others. But recently, the fish had become harder to find. Hours passed without a single catch. Then entire days. His stomach remained empty. The familiar pain returned. At first, it was manageable. Then it became unbearable. His body was running out of energy. His movements became slower. His arms felt heavier. Even standing up required effort. One afternoon, he spotted a fish swimming near the boat. His eyes widened.
Food.
He lunged forward.
Missed.
The fish disappeared into the blue depths. The fisherman slammed his fist against the side of the boat. Frustration boiled inside him. That fish could have meant another day of life. Now it was gone. As the days passed, his body grew thinner. His ribs became visible. His cheeks sank inward. His clothes hung loosely from his frame. He looked less like a fisherman and more like a ghost. Sometimes he stared at his own hands. They no longer looked strong. They looked fragile, like they belonged to someone else. One morning, he woke up dizzy. The world spun around him. For several seconds, he couldn't remember where he was. He blinked, looked around. Ocean, water, sky. The nightmare returned instantly. Still here, still trapped, still alone. The realization felt heavier each day. That afternoon, something landed on the boat. A bird,
something landed
small,
on the boat.
Tired, completely unaware of the desperate man staring
something
at it.
landed
The
on the
fisherman
boat.
froze. The bird hopped across the edge of the boat, looking harmless, looking innocent, looking like food. For a moment, he hesitated. Months ago, he never would have considered it. Months ago, he had choices. Now he had none. Survival changes people. It forces impossible decisions. The fisherman moved slowly. Carefully, the bird remained still. Then, his hands shot forward. The bird tried to escape. Too late. He caught it. For several seconds, he simply held it, feeling its tiny heartbeat, feeling its fear. Then he closed his eyes and did what he had to do. That night he ate. It wasn't enough, not nearly enough, but it kept him alive. One more day, just one more day. That became his goal. Not rescue, not freedom, just tomorrow. Survive today. Worry about tomorrow when it arrives. Days later, rain clouds appeared. The fisherman looked up hopefully. Fresh water, the most valuable thing in the world. Soon the rain began falling. He rushed around the boat, collecting every drop of water. Containers, buckets, anything. The rain soaked him completely. Yet he laughed, actually laughed, for the first time in weeks, because the rain meant life. Without it, he would die. As the storm passed, darkness settled across the ocean. The fisherman sat quiet, listening, watching.
The Pacific
thinking.
owns me now.
The stars appeared
Thousands
above him.
upon thousands of
upon
stars.
thousands of stars. More than he had ever seen before. The night sky looked endless, just like the ocean. Sometimes he imagined the stars were watching him, silently observing his struggle, witnessing every victory, every failure, every moment of suffering. Then something caught his attention. A light, far away,
something caught his
very
attention.
far away. The fisherman stood instantly. His heart
Then
pounded.
something caught his
A ship.
attention.
It had to be. A ship. Rescue. Home. Hope exploded inside him. He waved his arms. He shouted until his throat hurt. He screamed into the darkness. The light remained distant, unchanged. Hours passed. Slowly, the light faded, then disappeared completely. Gone. The fisherman sank to his knees. The silence returned. The crushing silence. For several minutes, He simply stared at the empty horizon. No tears came, no anger, no shouting, just emptiness. He was becoming numb, and that frightened him more than anything, because numbness meant giving up, and giving up meant death. That night, as he lay inside the boat, he heard something, a splash, then another. He sat upright. The water around the boat was moving. Dark shapes glided beneath the surface. Several of them, large, powerful, sharks, dozens of them, circling, watching, waiting. Moonlight reflected off their fins. The fisherman held his breath. The predators remained around the boat for hours, like silent guardians of the ocean, like reminders that one mistake would be fatal. One fall, one slip, one moment of bad luck, and everything would end. Eventually the sharks disappeared into the darkness, but the fear remained. The fisherman looked across the ocean, the same ocean that fed him, the same ocean that gave him water, the same ocean that kept him alive, and the same ocean that wanted him dead. He didn't know it yet, but the hardest days were still ahead. His body was weakening, his mind was changing, and somewhere beyond the horizon, a new challenge was coming. A challenge
Survival
that would push him
changes
closer
people.
to the edge than ever before. Because survival isn't only about staying alive. Sometimes it's about finding a reason to keep fighting. Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and watch out for part 5.